Okay, Mark.
That's right.
All right. You click
Would you
that.
just see what happens without Kelly around?
Goes quicker. Bring to order the Lawrenceburg Meetings Works meeting, September.
Yes, thank you
19th,
very much.
2022.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
All right, we got board member Tony Abbott.
Here.
We got board member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
We got city attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kelly Milan is absent, and myself.
Do we have any announcements from the board?
Have none.
All right, moving on. You've had a chance to read your minutes and have approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved. New business, Mayor Milan, EMT paramedic position. I guess he wants to put this up for bid.
Yep, I'll make a motion that we do so.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Put that up for bid. Passed. Mr. Weldon, Lawrenceburg Town's PIP interlocal agreement.
Yes, so you'll see what's in your packet as an agreement that we pass every year, and it renews every year. We were supposed to do it at the beginning of the year, and so we're just catching up because they made their first payment. This is an agreement between us and the township. We'll approve it, they'll approve it, but they've already submitted their check, so this is an annual thing. So it's the exact same language as last year.
And this is for the fire protection, correct?
Yep. So we do 3 agreements, interlocals with other bodies, and this is just one of them.
I have a motion to accept the interlocal agreement.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed.
Thank you.
No other new business. We'll move on to old business, and no old business. I'll take review and discussion of claims. Approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Claims approved. Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Are you nailing over today or something? You've been hammered
Is he trying to
today?
hit you?
We'll
He's
move right
trying to get real close here. I'm watching him.
Put his fingers over here again. Moving on to the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting of September 19th, 2022. Roll call, please.
All right, we got member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Justin Oppert.
Sir.
Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Member Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
We got President Kelly Milan absent, and myself.
Move on to the announcement. Is there any announcements from the board?
Have none.
Hearing none. Have approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Second by Lenny. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved. Moving on to new business, Mayor Malone wants Monster Mash 5K Ivy Tech. Does anybody know?
I was just looking at the calendar and it doesn't look like it conflicts with anything that's gonna be on the trail. And this is about their 6th or 8th year run, and they've been doing it for several years.
So they're just looking for approval to have the
Yes.
5K?
Yeah, just like all the other ones, like the Panther
Correct.
Prow and, the other 5Ks I think it is all on the levee. It goes across the levee down the trail. And the only question would be, we need to work with Mr. Todd to make sure the bridge would not be closed. Because typically the turnaround is just past the bridge, and I'm not familiar with the race course. If it does go down the levee, and we have some new work that's being done on the bridge, we'll need to communicate that with Ivy Tech guys so they have to plan a little different route.
Okay. So could I have a motion to allow them to have a Monster Mash 5K on October 29th?
So move.
Second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Roulette. All in favor?
Aye.
You might want to put a note in there to talk to somebody regarding that. I can.
I'm sure Mr. Milan's watching. Any other new business? Hearing none, we'll go on to old business, and there's nothing on the agenda for old business.
I have something for old business,
All right.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Several things, and some of them are pertaining to the pool, and I know we've discussed these at the last meeting. but I just wanted to touch on them again to make sure everything went well. With shutting down the pool, again, our building maintenance men were with the company that shut the pool down, so they were trained on how to drain it and everything, correct?
Correct.
Okay. With that being said, do we keep any water in that pool during the winter months to help with that liner?
There was discussions on that I know of, from hearing with the wife who manages it. The ones who put the liner in recommended not keeping any water in.
No water in it, okay.
Yep.
And it was recommended, okay.
Yes.
The only other thing, excuse me, that I would have pertaining to the pool, now that we're in the down season, do we have any extra pumps for that, pump motors?
No, we do not.
Would that be something that we may want to look into because of the way it could be on time frames of trying to get motors if something were to go down during the season?
Back when I managed it, we would try and keep extra motors. There was one time the smallest pump motor, we drove all over Indiana trying to find one of those. So yeah, it'd be a very smart thing to keep the extra ones.
So would that be something we can talk to Mr. Todd about to see if the building maintenance could get hold of extra motors? Isn't there two different pumps?
Yes, there's a slide pump, the main pump, and then there's an auxiliary pump that pumps chemicals in. So there's 3 pumps that you use.
So we may be looking at the possibility of having 3
Yes.
on the shelf, so to speak.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it was the small pump that we had a hard time finding one year. Very hard time.
Well, just being on the sewer district board and hearing how far out we are with new equipment for that job over there, it made me wonder, should we not try to have extra pumps, or motors, excuse me, so on hand?
It'd be a great idea.
And then the last thing I have under old business, have we heard anything on the skate park?
We have not, so actually, been talking with Mr. Hughes regarding that, and the one company that we were engaging with to try to help us with the design and an engineering estimate on what that might look like. They've just been swamped with other projects, and so we haven't had any response from anyone in regards to even help us with the design on. The first estimate came back astronomical, and it was just gonna be one of those that I think we're trying to say, all right, we want to scale it down to something that we can, but we haven't even been able to have that conversation. So I check with him about every 3 or 4 weeks, Mr. Hughes, see if I've heard anything back, and we'll continue to get on that path. We'll just have to appropriate it, you know, in the next year.
Any other old business? Hearing none, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Motion by Lenny, second.
I'll second it.
Second by Tommy, all in favor?
Aye.
Parks Committee, opposed. Now open up the Lawrenceburg Council meeting September 19th, 2022. Stand, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Oppert.
Sir?
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone is absent, and myself.
Okay, forward reports. Streets, alley, and curbs, myself downtown, I have none. Streets, alley, and curbs on Ludlow Hill, Mr. Lenny.
All good, thank you, sir.
Finance, Brett.
No report, Your Honor.
Parks and playgrounds, Justin.
Nothing more that we didn't cover, sir.
Fire, Mr. Roulette.
Nothing to report.
That's quick.
Hey, on fire, Mr. Roulette, do you know, did they put that out, the 105-foot ladder? Is it out officially for sale?
Yes, it is. I spoke with him today, and he's trying to get us an email put together, but it sounded like that ball is in motion, yes. Where he is actually putting it out for like auction, the way I understood him.
Okay,
I think he had to go a different route than what he thought he could do when he
Okay.
presented it that night.
gotcha, okay.
I spoke briefly with him about it today, and he sounded like to me that he was actually doing it through an auction.
Seems like auction could be a good way. I mean, that's a That's a
He
pretty
was
nice
almost
implement.
thinking that maybe they would probably get more than what he
Yeah.
actually wanted to try to
Great.
sell for.
Excellent. Thank you.
So thank you for reminding me, actually, I don't mind.
Moving on to committee reports, you should have all got reports from the fire, police, EMS, city court, and broadband. Moving on to new business.
Do you want to do the minutes, sir?
But do the minutes.
Oh, skip the minutes.
I got 3 different sets here.
Yes, you have, 3 different sets.
All right, so which one?
September 6th?
Yep.
That's the regular
We'll
council
do the
meeting.
Board of Works first. No, wait, we already did those.
We didn't, just the council minutes.
There's 3 sets on council.
Yes, there
Yeah.
was the regular meeting on the 6th of September. I
Yep.
need a motion for that one.
Okay, I'll take a motion for the minutes of the September 6th, 2022 meeting.
I'll
So
move.
moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes accepted.
Then we had the work session on the 6th of September. That was prior to the council meeting.
There it is. Okay, and the work session meeting is September 6th, 2022. Everybody's had a chance to see those minutes. Motion to accept.
So moved.
Motion by Lenny, second.
I'll second.
Second by Tommy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those are accepted.
And then last but not least, we had the work session on September 7th.
The minutes for September 7th, 2022, work session. Everybody's had a chance to see the minutes. I'll take a motion to accept.
So moved.
Motion by Brett, second.
Second.
Second by Lenny, all in favor?
Aye.
Those minutes accepted. Now we'll move on to new business. OCRA water grant public hearing. Oh, we're gonna do that now? 6:30.
We have to wait till 6.
Go wait till
6:30 for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll move on. All right.
We advertised it at 6, actually, so I think you're okay.
Now on the
They
agenda.
have it on our agenda, sorry, 6:30.
Yeah,
Well,
6:30.
when I scheduled it, that's what I was told to advertise it.
You advertise that it's at 6 o'clock in the paper?
Yeah.
We'll do it now.
Do it now?
Yep. Thank you, Your Honor.
So, we, do I need a motion to go out of this meeting or just,
Yes, we'll.
Suspend it?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
move to.
okay, so I need a
adjourn this
motion
meeting
to
and open-
suspend this meeting and to open up the public hearing meeting.
So moved.
Yep.
Motion by Justin.
Second.
Second by Brett, all in favor?
Aye.
Suspend the meeting and open up the public hearing.
Get a little closer to it. We've got our special.
Would be Mr. Milan.
And Mr. Amber.
Okay, hello, everyone. Sorry, I always feel awkward to have my back to part of the people. My name is Susan Craig, as a lot of you know, and I am working with the Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission and the city on preparing a grant application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. If you saw the public notice, you may have noted that it says that the application is due on November 18th, but Okra has adjusted their schedule, so it's actually due on December 22nd, which, Merry Christmas. The application is estimated to be for $600,000, and it will be used for a water looping project at the US 50 Eads Parkway area, and I'm going to let Billy give more details on that. But basically, this hearing, one of the requirements of the Okra program is to hold at least 2 public hearings, and those are intended to give the public a chance to make comments or to ask any questions about the project. They can also submit written comments, which we have not received any. And we'll be holding a second hearing after the proposal is submitted. The proposal will go in October 21st. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions if you do, probably Billy's going to be the person that could answer any questions at this point, unless you have any questions about the grant process.
So I'll give a update on the project, a little status of it. So this is part of the capital plan. This is a US 50 project that we have talked about. And what we did was we separated it out into two phases because of the cost associated with it, with the rising cost and lead times of materials and manpower. We thought it would be best to split it amongst two phases. One of the things that I had promised you is when you approved the capital plan that we would try to go get as much money as we could as far as incentive money, and this is a part of this. So we had applied for another grant last year and was not successful. So try and try again until we are successful. So that's what this Okra grant is for. We have done quite a few things this time. We learned from the first go-round. And so we've done a lot of different things as far as getting public input, getting letters. This project, we have two parallel lines, water lines on US 50, and there's ties that come across so that everything is interconnected. And that south line on 50, there are several sections that have went bad, and we've just abandoned those pipes in place. And we're to the point now where we can't afford to abandon another section. If we do, it's going to compromise our system as far as pressure and in a fire situation. So if we'd have to have a fire where they're pulling a lot of water out of the hydrants, it would drop the pressure too much. So something we've talked about for a couple years now, and that's what this project is for. Any questions?
Part of the Okra grant, is that showing that we have a significant need? Is that part of the grant process?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And what they want to know at Okra is what is the residential impact. And so that's what we focused on a lot as far as getting letters from residential customers, from property managers in the apartment buildings, to show what that impact. That's part of Chief Tremaine wrote a letter saying this would be the impact that it would have. These are the there's potential flooding issues in the area. If we would have water leaks, we could possibly flood US 50. So we've tried to create a case as best we could for that.
Great.
It's a very competitive program, because any of you that might be familiar with it. And as Billy said, we're really working to get letters. The residential impact is something that sometimes is difficult to document, because most residents really don't think about things that are underground. But if something were to happen, it could impact firefighting, emergency services, those kind of things. So if any of you would be willing to write a letter, or if you have friends or family that would write a letter, that would really be helpful for our case, because it's, like I said, it's very, very competitive, and residential impact is a huge factor in the projects that get funded versus the ones that don't. And the grant that, actually it was a different grant, it wasn't the Okra grant. We started the Okra grant process last year, but I think we turned the proposal in, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't ready, but there was another grant application for a different program. So anyway, we could definitely use help from any of you guys as far as letters. That would be really appreciated.
The deadline on the letters?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can email it to me if they like, or drop it off here at the city to Judy McAdams.
Okay.
Any questions on the project? Any questions from the public?
And I guess,
Do everybody sign, Judy? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hearing no further questions, there's no vote on this, right? So we don't need no motion.
Correct, yep.
So
Close out the public hearing and
have a motion to adjourn this public hearing and open up the city meeting.
So moved.
So moved by Justin. Second by Brett. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Public hearing's closed, and we reconvene our city council meeting September 19th, 2022. Next on the agenda will be the USDA Community Facility Application Approval. Anything about that, Dale?
I think all we're doing there, and Judy's in the audience, so we could ask her, I think all we're doing there is making a motion to go ahead and pursue that $50,000 grant.
Yes, this is for the rear loader garbage truck.
For the garbage
Yeah.
truck rear loader?
1,000 USDA, the one that Victoria presented, I went over.
Last meeting, yeah.
We needed approval to move forward with the grant.
Okay, so I will need a motion to move forward with the USDA Community Facility Application.
So
Grant.
move.
I have a motion by Lenny. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Tommy. All in favor?
Aye.
That's approved.
Thank you.
Leesman Engineering. You have a 1130 West Eads Parkway plat?
This is the plot plan, I believe, that planning and zoning had passed on your last meeting. I believe this is for the coffee shop on US 50 next to
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was pertaining to lighting,
A
wasn't it?
lot split or
It's
something?
just a lot
Yeah,
split
we've
that
got-
went through the
Yeah.
APC,
and that's already been approved.
and it went through with a favorable to council, is that correct?
Nailed it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of us approving their approval.
It's gotta go anywhere else after this.
No, this is,
Next step is straight to God.
That's right.
right.
All right, well, so I guess I will need a motion for the approval of the plat split at 1130 West Eads Parkway.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Tommy. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Lenny. All in favor?
Aye.
That's approved. Moving on to JDJ Engineering, Arling House plat.
You go.
Good evening.
State your name, please.
My name is Dennis Kraus Jr., JDJ Surveying and Engineering. I just came here in case the board had any questions on what we were doing down there. Mr. Arlinghouse has been approached by Gilman's to sell them some additional acreage so that they may be able to expand in the future. And this is a 2.5 acre split off of the Arlinghouse property.
This also came through APC, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Approved, yep.
We looked at this a couple times with Mario and John and the mayor and Mr. Kraus, and we all think it's a good idea to help promote development there. And I know it's close to the Aurora border, and Aurora's doing some things too to kind of help out. But for our part, I think it's a good idea to approve this and help them develop that area.
Yeah, I think it's a great deal. It's gonna help them out, get some higher ground as well on their, around the lumberyard there. But is there, do you know through the APC, or are you considering, and you don't have to divulge all of this, I'm just thinking about how many times you can split a lot if you're considering selling some other acreage back there at some point in time, because it is, with that road behind it, it is kind of making it a prime spot to do some significant development in that area.
We have no plans to expand, we just really want to help Gilman.
Yeah, well,
That was our main goal.
appreciate that gesture for them. I'm sure they do too.
Any other questions from the board? And I'll take a motion to approve the Arling House plat.
So moved.
A motion by Justin. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
It's passed.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Not seeing any other new business, we'll move on to old business.
Did you
Mr.
get,
Weldon.
the High
Up.
River Way resolution?
That is, you must have not got the updated agenda. There was two things on there that were
They
not.
pulled off, okay.
We tabled that and the garbage resolution
Okay.
Yes.
because
Got it.
we want to get everything to you guys before Wednesday, and those were, it was getting to be Thursday, and we didn't want to put anything
Alright.
that you didn't have time to review. So it'll be on the next agenda, both of those items.
All right, so moving on to the old business. Mr. Weldon, transfer parcel from city to redevelopment 70 East High.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. If it pleases the Common Council, so 70,
East High.
East High it's a building, you used to have wood lamping, attorneys, and a different attorney office there. It's now been purchased by the A Houses. They intend to reside in the top, 2 floors, or 1 floor, however it's split up, but then have a business again in the bottom. If you look at the rear of that property and our city-owned property at 9 Short Street, it basically cuts into their lot, and the idea, and this has already been in a plat that's been approved and gone through the process, but would just make it straight back to help them develop it. We wouldn't lose anything to our lot. However, because the city owns that property, and this would be a redevelopment project where redevelopment would give them that small parcel to help compel them to build a business and build some redevelopment and new business in that first floor area. My recommendation, if it pleases the council, would be to split just that off, give it to redevelopment, and then let them use it in their development agreement. If that's approved tonight, then I'll do the paperwork. And like I said, the lot split's already occurred, so we're kind of doing it backwards. But I'll have the transfer paperwork from city to redevelopment.
I thought we already touched base on this somewhere.
I thought we did too, and I think we just jumped straight to the lot split and the plat, so all that's already been approved. We just never transferred it from the city to redevelopment.
I'm with you.
I thought it was done. I thought we were already
I'll
done.
follow you now.
Yeah.
So I'm just playing catch up, but I'll do that quickly and we'll get it to them, and I think they're gonna do good things with that building.
Yeah, so the key is it has to go through redevelopment.
Yeah,
The city approved it, council approved it, but
Gotcha.
council's got approved to give to redevelopment so they
Right.
can do what they need to do with it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if there's no other questions, I need a motion to transfer the parcel from city to redevelopment of 70 East High.
In our lot, in our property that we transfer is 9
Short.
Short Street.
Yep.
We transferred to 9 Short Street.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Brett, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Lenny, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
Now we'll come to comments from the audience.
I'd like to make a comment.
You're not in the
Not
audience.
the audience.
No, sorry, you wait till your turn.
Ain't I in the audience?
You had a chance earlier.
Yes.
You didn't say
Yeah.
Well,
nothing.
this is kind of this is actually,
Nothing new here.
this is actually
This is about a first.
bragging on the people here in Lawrenceburg. They might want to hear that.
Well, let's, do I have any comments?
Oh, you gotta
from the
go that
audience?
way first?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Thank
hit
you.
that hammer.
Don't have anything tonight.
Hearing no comments from the audience, which is unbelievable. Mr. Lenny.
Not necessarily, that's not unbelievable. No, I was talking to the people that run the garbage trucks and stuff the other day, and did you know that we got less garbage, and we got more people participating in the
Recycle program.
Yeah. Recycling.
recycling, and it's actually more tonnage going toward recycling than they are garbage. So we're saving money, and actually, I think we made a little bit.
That's
Great.
So that's great for top of the hill and here in
Statistics said that
Lawrenceburg.
would happen, correct?
Yeah.
Was it
but
like
it's not-
65% of most typical garbage is recyclable?
Well, it is, but the tonnage isn't more than the recycling tonnage. We are doing there are a lot of pickups, but the weight of the recycling.
No, that's not the word that I got Friday. The word I got Friday, that there's more going to recycling than they are for garbage. Now, if I was told wrong, but
No, it
that's what I
could
was
be,
told.
You could
volume compared to weight.
Correct.
It might be more weight, but it might be more volume.
They are 95.
Yeah, they did have, no, they did have 2 trucks they filled up with recycling when they went to, on the
So it's
recycling.
I think it
probably
was
more volume
7.
than tonnage.
It's just a lot.
I think they said it
tonnage
was
is a
like,
lot less.
8.3 was garbage, and 9.2 or 9.3 was recycling.
Awesome.
So that was awesome.
That is a.
And that's really good, saying a lot for our city and up on the hill. So I just want to get that in
I
up on
must
the hill.
admit, for myself, it was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes,
It's
it
just-
It was,
no
yeah.
problem.
I think we've continued to educate ourselves in terms of reading boxes and reading some jugs that were thrown away, but
Yeah,
Yep.
much easier than I expected.
but I got one question. Envelopes, paper, but they got the plastic inside, you know, where the address is. Now, do I throw that in garbage or do I throw that in recycling?
Just recycle.
Yep. that's
Even with the little plastic?
Yeah, they said you're allowed so much garbage if it don't go over, and we're not even close. They said actually we made a little money off of it, so
Well, that's good.
it's a good deal. I just wanted to bring that out. I thought that was pretty awesome of our city.
Good.
Any other comments from the audience? Hearing none, we'll review and discussion of claims for board approval. Motion to accept the claims.
So move.
Motion by Lenny, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Justin, all in favor?
Aye.
Claims passed. Take a motion for adjournment.
So move.
Well, he beat me to that, didn't he?
Second.
Who got me
Second by
today?
Brett, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.
Those plats in the.
Awesome.
They don't look